Hey guys, Greg here, Bone Tactical. Tonight we're testing out some of the most powerful flashlights on the market. From searchlights that can light up 1,000 yards away to EDC lights that are extremely powerful and capable in their own right, but can be carried on your person. On the searchlight side, we have the Olight Javelot 2 Pro, the Fenix L60R, and the Sparis P10R V2. For the EDC contenders, we have the Olight Warrior Ultra and the Nightcore EDC 29. Let's take a quick look at their specs. The Fenix L60R has a max output of 21,000 lumens, beam distance 1,085 meters, runtime up to 113 hours, weight 1,500 grams, 14.4 volt, 4,000 milliamp battery, features an OLED display, 10 modes including spotlight and floodlight. The Sparis P10R V2, max output 10,000 lumens, beam distance 574 meters, runtime 36 hours or up to 36 hours, weight 296 grams, battery 10,000 milliamp, features USB charging and dual side switches. The Olight Javelot 2 Pro has a max output 2,500 lumens, beam distance 1,050 meters, runtime up to 12 days at 15 lumens, weight 423 grams, battery 5,000 milliamps, dual stage tail switch, side switch for brightness control, crenulated bezel, and nice jimping on the handle. The Nightcore EDC 29 with a max output of 6,500 lumens, beam distance 370 meters, runtime up to 61 hours, weight 160 grams, built-in 2,500 milliamp battery, it's not removable, and features OLED display as well, along with the rapid lock system for making sure it doesn't accidentally turn on in your pocket. The Olight Warrior Ultra, max output 2,500 lumens, beam distance 320 meters. Runtime is not specified, and I didn't do extensive testing to find out exactly how long it lasts. The weight is 178 grams. The battery features the O aluminum body and dual switches. I'll tell you what my favorites are and why. My overall favorite is going to be your Olight Javelot 2 Pro. That is strictly because it was a top performer in both lightness and usability, but also just lit up the night. In my opinion, the best out of all of them. The lumen rating on this thing is very low, so it's super important to understand for a lot of reasons. You can't go by the lumens on these lights, guys. Number one, all these people are lying, and number two is the way that they test the lumens can totally be changed and obstructed, and it doesn't really even apply to the real world scenario. So you can set up a test to get the results you want, showing that a light's really powerful, but when it came to the nighttime and what light I wanted to carry, I actually would have wanted this one regardless, just for the output, and then it just happened to be really well made in a lot of areas. So starting with this, let's talk about the features here. Great handle, great jimping. The Olights are going to have some of your best fit and finish. They've always got some cool kind of little accent. The colors are great. Your usability on these is very good. The design's always top of the line quality. I really like the tail cap on and off. Always has small details like the grip and little tabs on the back so you don't necessarily accidentally trigger it as easily. Everything's just really well thought out, down to the magnetic charging systems that Olight does. Olight just does a great job, guys. And in my opinion, not only your best bang for your buck, but the best light on the table. Moving on down the line, we've got the Fenix LR60R, all right? Now, this is a very powerful flashlight, and I like it a lot, but it's heavy, it's big, it's awkward, it's hard to hold. And it has glitched on me a few times, specifically just because the battery was low, it just quit working altogether. And I don't like that very much. As well as the way to use it is super finicky. It's got like you got to twist this way. It's got one setting here, one setting here, one setting here, one setting here. So 5 over there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's got 5 this way, 5 that way. You got to be like looking and, oh, wait, what is it? It's not a tactical light in any way, in my opinion. This giant thing on the back can come off, but then it's still heavy, and who's going to want to hold it without that? So it's just kind of a clunker, in my opinion. And it's the second brightest light on the table as far as real world usability, but it's kind of a bit of a clunker, and that's really all I can say. It works, not the best light on the table in my opinion. Does it throw a lot of light? Yes. Let's keep moving right along. The Sparis P10R V2 is the third most powerful light on the table. It's also a little bit heavier than the Olight. I'm not sure how the Olight Javelot 2 pulled off being so light and powerful and amazing, but the Sparis is cool. I mean, it does pretty much everything I need it to. It has 2 switches on it, but it's not intuitive. It's a little finicky with the 2 switches. It kind of sucks because I used this for a good period of time up here on my roof, identifying threats in the night, right? My dogs would bark. I do have a guy that works for me a lot of nights. He takes 1 night a week off, so that's the night usually if the dogs are queuing on something, then I'll come out and use one of these lights. I've used all of them so far. Definitely going to be using the Olight now from now on. I'm going to be giving this one to my bodyguard or security guy that works the nights here, and I'm going to put this one probably in my truck. So then that's the rundown there. The P10R, it's a good all-around light, guys. It's super bright. It's usable. It's a little finicky, like I say, so I wouldn't want to bet my life on not being able to remember which one of these buttons turns it on all the way bright if I really needed to go bright like that, because sometimes it gets I hit the wrong button or something weird, and it turns on with like a little dinky light that's like a night light. You know, design is a big deal, guys. I think Sparis would have just done a lot better off if they put a tail cap and a switch. Just, you know, Olight did it right. It's that simple, guys. 1 switch here, 1 switch here, so you don't get them confused. Sparis, you're close, but no cigar. Again, Olight and Nightcore are head-to-head now in the EDC comparison. This is not a fair assessment, but I took this into the saltwater and did some basically snorkeling with it, and I had another one of these. I have 2 of them that they sent me. The other one got destroyed by the saltwater. So it's not waterproof. It's not supposed to be waterproof. I just wanted to see how tough it really was, and it didn't survive the saltwater. That was fine. It survived 10, 15 minutes maybe in the saltwater, which is all I really need it for. I'm not going to be carrying it in saltwater. If I have to pull it out in a hurricane and I'm using it in the water like that, I would want it to work for a few minutes, that I would depend on it, and it does that. Checks that box. It's not supposed to be fully submersibly waterproof. I'm not sure if any of these are, because one of the great capabilities of all of these is they're rechargeable, and so if they have a USB charging port, then that makes it pretty much impossible to be super crazy waterproof. Water resistant all day long. Can it get a little bit wet? Sure, it's not going to hurt it. These 2 lights are great. Probably the best EDC lights on the market. Best bang for your buck. Both of them are great. I really like this Nightcore because it's like a thin profile and fits the hand even better, in my opinion, for like a Kubotan than the round Olight. The benefit of the Olight over the EDC 29 is the Olight has that Olight magnet that goes on the back on the tail cap that makes charging even cooler, although a USB charging port is pretty easy in and of itself too. And it might even be better in a lot of ways if you've got an iPhone or something, a new iPhone, then your EDC charging port is going to be something you're using probably all across USB-C, I think it is, that you're using for everything anyway. So at that point, the cool tactical Olight charging thing becomes less of a cool factor, because you're already using this kind of a charging system everywhere. So something to consider. It does have the crenulated bezel or the ridges on there for, you know, strike purposes. It does have this really nice pocket clip on the Olight. All right. Otherwise, the pocket clip is good on this guy. If it gets bent, I think it's probably maybe a little more likely to get bent, although they did a good job. Both Nightcore and Olight do a good job. Both of these lights I really like. So, you know, we're showing as well, I'll show overlay of both the Nitecore and the Olight at nighttime, how they line up. So, but my opinion here, guys, is if you want a top of the line searchlight that's semi-affordable, still quite expensive, Javelot 2 is the way to go. If you want a great EDC light that isn't going to break the bank, these two are really cool. The Nitecore has a little screen on it, and it has a readout and shows different settings and stuff. It has a lock on it, so it's not going to automatically go off in my pocket. It shows me what lumen output it's on, so you know it goes from 6,500 lumens. It shows how much power's remaining, and then I can turn it off. I can lock it, and it's not going to go off. Like I say, I really like this Nitecore flashlight, even though I destroyed one. It wasn't supposed to survive the salt water. So I really like that flashlight. Olight is kind of, you know, maybe even a little behind the times, in my opinion, on, you know, their light here with the Warrior Ultra. Now we've got guys like Nitecore being able to do this EDC thing. I like it. It's got two different, it's like a double barrel shotgun. I don't even know what you would call that. I like the fact that it's different. It's got it's easier to carry in the pocket, in my opinion, because it's a slimline job, right? It's thinner and it's wide, but that's fine. It's like basically carrying a pocket knife. What man hasn't carried a pocket knife? So really, this EDC 29, guys, is hard to beat. I really like it. If you really want a round flashlight, then the Olight is good. It's good quality light, nice fit and finish, cool color. I really like. Olight does a great job with their fit and finish. They're squared away company. I really like their aluminum body on their lights. Very tough, very strong, very well made stuff with Olight, especially for a Chinese light that you're gonna be getting for a decent price. They do a heck of a job on anodizing, CNC machining, design. Everything is cool, but Nitecore's giving them a run for their money right now with this EDC 29. So which flashlight do you think performed the best? Which one would you buy? Out of the flashlights on the table, which one do you prefer? Do you like one more than the others? Comment and let me know below. If you guys aren't seeing my videos, a lot of people are telling me that, you know, because of my hot takes, because of my controversial opinion on a lot of subjects, I'm possibly getting shadow banned. So all you got to do, though, I talked to the guys at YouTube, all you got to do is make sure that you're subscribed, but not just that. You got to click the bell. When you click the little bell icon next to the subscribe button, it's going to say something along the lines of opt in for all notifications or something like that. You have to do that. You got to do three things. You got to subscribe, then you have to click the bell, then you have to opt in. So make sure you do all that. I'm putting up like 5, 8 videos a day right now sometimes. Make sure you guys are opted in and all that so you can see them. Definitely let me know which light you like best. Thanks for watching. Stay lit. Bone out.